Hi everyone, it's Rebecca Watson with linkinglewiscounty.com, and on today's episode of Hear All About It, we have Lewis County Manager Ryan Piche here. Welcome, Ryan.
Thanks
for stopping in.
Yeah.
You're here to talk about a pretty large project called Rails-to-Trails.
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
Thanks for having me,
Absolutely.
Rebecca. So a little bit about Rails-to-Trails.
Mm-hmm.
Rails-to-Trails is a project that has become real popular across the United States. And basically it's where we convert old industrial railroad lines that really were very important to the economy back in the 1930s and 40s and 50s. And we convert them into recreational assets. So multi-use trails for biking and walking and potentially some motorized as well.
Mm-hmm.
So across the United States there's actually over 25,000 miles of converted railroad tracks that have been converted to trails. And it's a very popular program. In New York State alone, there's over 120 rail-to-trail projects.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, we've got a rail-to-trail project happening in the North Country right now. Old Forge is working with Lake Placid to go all the way from Old Forge to Lake Placid through Saranac Lake and Tupper Lake and all the way up through to make it to Lake Placid with a recreational trail.
Mm-hmm.
So it's something that's got a lot of momentum, and actually right here in Lewis County, people might not know, we already have about 4 miles of Rails to Trail projects from Lyons Falls to Burdick Crossing. That's been in place since the early 90s and has been owned by the county since 2012.
Okay. Now, you said mixed usage.
Mm-hmm.
So within those, how many miles is it of do we have? Do you know miles? Or?
Sure. So what we're looking at in Lewis County is we're looking at converting 2 railroads that have been out of use since the mid-90s.
Okay.
We're talking about the Lowville Beaver River line,
Mm-hmm.
which runs from Lowville to Beaver River,
Yes.
and the Lowville Industrial line, which runs from Lowville to Carthage. Together, those 2 projects are about 37 miles of railroad.
Okay.
And that's the rail that we'll be looking to convert into recreational use.
Okay. And the recreational use, it could be all different types of recreational use. I'm guessing there's committees, all bunch of different agencies.
Absolutely. So 37 miles of railroad to convert is a lot.
Sure.
It's gonna, I think it's important that the community understand that it's gonna take us a lot of years.
Sure.
Each development of each section of the trail is gonna be its own project. It'll have to have its own environmental review. We'll have to have our own, its own public hearings with the public.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not going to be a one-size-fits-all.
Absolutely, because each section is going to be, is it running through a town? Is it affecting someone's backyard? So obviously these are things that the county is looking into.
We are saying multi-use because it's a large trail with a lot of options,
Mm-hmm.
right? But the reality is we've got to be reasonable about, where we want motorized access and where we don't. For example, we probably don't want loud, ATVs and snowmobiles running right in the villages where these rail lines run through.
Mm-hmm.
Another example is we don't want to disrupt the great work that the Railway Historical Society is doing in Croghan, right?
Absolutely.
So, it's not a one-size-fits-all approach. It's something that's going to develop over time, and we're going to need a lot of input from the folks of Lewis County to develop it.
Absolutely. So as far as input from the community, in addition to explaining kind of the project as a whole, one of the main reasons you're here today is to let the public know that they will have an opportunity to do just that. Tell us about this informational meeting you're going to be having.
Yeah. So the county is holding an informational, a public information session on November 9th at 6 o'clock. It'll be at the Lowville Academy auditorium. We will have a comprehensive presentation at that time that will go over the county's entire plan to acquire the asset and kind of everything we've worked on to date. And then we're going to offer an opportunity for public input and public comment and also questions. There's folks out there that have some concerns about this project, and particularly those that live near some of the rail lines. And so we want an opportunity to engage with those folks and make sure that their questions are answered and they understand kind of what the county's looking to do here.
Okay. And we should mention anyone that can't make it to that informational meeting, Linking Lewis County will be live streaming that event, so they'll be able to watch that. You did graciously mention though earlier that you are willing to talk to people, whether it be through email or like you said, people know how to get a hold of you.
People know where to find their county government.
Sure.
But absolutely, we would be happy to meet with anyone that can't make it to the session or wants, has some specific questions they feel more comfortable talking to us in private about. We'll meet with anyone anytime about this project before the hearing, the public information session, or after. Just reach out to the county line. Look, find the county manager, and we'll be happy to sit down with you and talk to your county legislator too. They're up to speed on what's going on.
Sure.
And,
so I should mention, sometimes doing these interviews, my lack of knowledge in some areas comes in handy because I ask questions that wind up, I think, other people don't know. I had asked you, is this something as a private citizen of Lewis County that I would be voting on? And the answer to that is
no. So the Board of Legislators is fully empowered to purchase property and engage in projects like this. So there will be a vote of the Board of Legislators. It'll be at some point after the public information session, once we get a chance to hear from the public. But it'll be something that the Board of Legislators will be able to decide.
Okay. So basically, as far as the general public, any concerns or questions, you go to this informational meeting and approach your legislator if there's something that you want to contribute or add to this whole process. Let's go over again the date and time and location of this meeting.
So November 9th at 6 o'clock p.m. at the Lowville Academy auditorium.
Okay.
And like I said, we'll have a presentation. We'll have everybody from the county present, and we'll have an opportunity to engage at that session as well. Excellent.
Anything else you think you'd want to add about this project, or anything people should know at this time?
No, I think it's important that people are able to have their input.
Sure.
And so the county has been open about that from the beginning, and we're really trying to make sure that everybody feels that their voice was included in this discussion.
Absolutely. Well, Ryan, we really appreciate you coming in. Lots of good information here, and probably more to come on the 9th for anyone that's interested in this topic. Make it to the school or watch our live stream when we put it up. Thanks again for coming in.
Thank you, Rebecca.